I think we might be cooked. On June 28th, Hiroshi Yoshimura, the director of Code Vein and the God Eater franchises, was a speaker at Famitsu's 40th anniversary livestream. During this, he took the time to talk a little bit about Code Vein and God Eater, as both of these series mean a lot to him, given that they're basically both from him. Code Vein's mention is not a surprise, with the game recently receiving a second entry and with a DLC pack on the way. But his mention of God Eater is the main focus of this video. He was asked about the future of the franchise, to which he said he had nothing to announce at this time. In all fairness, that's not a surprise, we've pretty much known that, and no company is revealing a major title that could grow into something much larger at a niche 40th anniversary of a Japanese magazine livestream. He then went on to say that God Eater is an important IP to him, and that he and the team continue to receive requests hoping for its return. And he went on to say after that if more players wanted to see God Eater return, then they should voice their interest to Bandai Namco. Now, what does this all mean?
I have one comment for you.
God Eater
is completely dead.
Simply put, from what we can tell here, there is no God Eater title currently in active development. Nothing from Marvelous, nothing from Shift, nothing from Bandai. There's no stay tuned for the future kind of wording, at least not in this translation. I can't directly translate this myself because I don't speak Japanese, but to me the most damning thing is this voice interest to Bandai to see more kind of bit. The reason being that usually if there are any plans in regards to a franchise, the company representatives and developers will be pretty vague and unspecific about it. They won't say that a new entry is coming, but they'll say something like, stay tuned for the future, which usually means that something might be in active development or there's something in early stages. This kind of thing where it says voice your interest to the company to see more is not exactly commonplace, I would say. You see it every once in a while, but it's something they can't, the developers don't have the power to create this in that case. The company needs to see demand for it, like the statement seems to say. So if you were holding on to any copium that God Eater had a game in development or could be coming back at some point in the near future, I don't think that's the case at this point. Even I was holding out quite a bit of hope that they had given the franchise one last shot now that they had gotten their marketing straightened out, given how they originally marketed God Eater 3, but that's besides the point. Based on what it seems like, the book is closed. It's not completely closed, as in it's not something that he can say whether Bandai has completely given up on the IP, but as far as he's involved, he knows nothing. Or at least that's what I'm getting from the statement. And I've already mentioned this in previous videos, but I've assumed that God Eater 3 really didn't hit any sales milestones, and when you're under a company as large and profitable as Bandai, you kind of need to hit those goals to continue seeing existence. God Eater is already an incredibly niche IP, and was overshadowed by Code Vein's massive success. So it's not surprising that a fourth game was never greenlit. And with every other original JRPG kind of title that Bandai has hitting those 1 million sales milestones, I wouldn't be surprised if Bandai chose to focus down on the two most successful, while ignoring the remaining ones just because it's not worth putting in the money and time to do it. Overall, this is a pretty negative tone for one of these videos, and I don't really want to end on this negativity. So, as I've been told to voice my interest to Bandai Namco, if this somehow reaches them, the God Eater franchise is one that is near and dear to my heart. I played all 3 mainline titles and even attempted to play the gacha game that I couldn't read any of the text for. Additionally, I did attempt to play God Eater Online, but again, was not available in my country, so I had no way to really access it to show my interest. I would 100% buy and play another God Eater game. Even if you take the plans for Resident Ops and turn it into a full-budget spin-off title, or even God Eater Online Story into a full-budget title, I'd play those. Hell, I played Ether Gazer just for a while because of the God Eater collab. I would really like for this franchise to continue without it coming at the cost of something else. And also just in general, it would be nice to get a God Eater game that gets marketed during major gaming events instead of randomly releasing the trailers on niche presentations or closed door presentations or just on Twitter and YouTube randomly one morning. And would also be nice if it doesn't have to actively compete with the largest monster hunting title in existence, as Iceborne was revealed like right before God Eater 3 launched in Japan, and then, you know, the marketing cycle, etc. I mean, it'll always have to compete, but still. Either way, I can't personally speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself and say that if there is a chance that another God Eater title will come out, I'll be there. But that's me showing my interest, voicing it to Bandai Namco, if they ever see this somehow. It is unfortunate to think that another one of Bandai's original franchises could kind of just disappear into obscurity, but hopefully that's not the case. Maybe they'll give it one final shot. Even just one final game to close out the story and finish off the series. Just something that could give me closure, because there's no closure in the ending of 3. It is left hanging on the possibility of a sequel. And you can let me know if you want another God Eater game in the comments down below. And if you have any ideas of what you would want it to be about. You can leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you feel like that there should be more God Eater games, I guess. And subscribe to the channel for more things JRPG related. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello. I'm at